So I just finished a full day planning session with one of my accounting firm clients, and I wanted to share something with you that came up in this meeting. And you'll notice I'm actually sitting on the floor here because I didn't bring the proper tripod for my phone, so I set it up on the ground and I figured, well, this will work. So if you see me sitting down and wondering where I am, that's why I'm doing this. So here's the thing. One of the things that came up was, and I'm sure it does with most accounting firms, is you got staff and you need them to do certain tasks, but then they don't get them done, or you're checking up on them. Or the thing that drove me nuts is, like, I would wake up in the middle of the night and go, the Joneses file, I wonder if it's ready, I wonder where it's at. And I'm like, there's gotta be a better way to do this. So I came up with a system that you can use for your clients and well, for your staff and for your clients. A little foreshadowing there with your clients. Here's the thing, it's task delegation. So think about this. When you're gonna give anybody a task to do in your office, you wanna do three things. One, you have to be very clear and make sure that you give them a detailed instruction on exactly what you want them to do. So that's simple enough, right? So clearly defined instructions so they know exactly what to do. But number two is you need to give them a deadline. Nothing's worse than giving your staff, saying, here, could you do this for me? They say, yeah, they go, okay, I'll do it. And then all of a sudden, a week later, you're like, where's that file? Where's that thing that I wanted? And you come back and say, well, where is it? And they're, oh yeah, I'm getting to it. It takes up mental space in your head, and you never get it done. So you have to give them a specific deadline. But here's the third thing. They have to understand there has to be a consequence to not getting it done. And so this is the key to ensuring that it gets done, is that you need to explain to the person doing the task, what are the consequences of them not getting it done? Now, so shall we call it the simple, obvious one is like, oh, if you don't get it done, you're fired, but that's not the point here. It's giving them more information on it. So here's an example. You go, here's a calculation. Please do this sales tax calculation for this XYZ client. I need it done by next Friday. If it's not done by next Friday, they're going to be hit with penalties and interest, and it's going to cost them a lot of money. So please make sure it's done in time. And most importantly, with this deadline, if you're not going to be able to get it to me on my deadline, make sure you give me at least 3 days warning, okay? I need to know this ahead of time. So it's a really simple detailed plan, but it makes sense, but a lot of us don't use it. Now, you can also use this with your clients, and this is one thing I love. Because chasing clients for information, and I call it the art of herding cats, it's horrible. You've got all this information, so you can't finish the file because you're missing some capital asset. You're looking for an invoice for capital assets. I'm just giving you an example of something. So you call up Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones, I need a copy of that invoice for that tractor that you bought. I need to put it into the schedule, and we need that. I need it by, give them a deadline. I need it by next Friday. And then you need to give them consequences. If it's not ready by next Friday, Mr. Jones, we will have to prepare your financial statements based on the information you've provided, and you could be losing some valuable tax deductions that we could otherwise take. And the statements may be incorrect, but we need to get it filed because it won't be filed on time. So what you've done is you give them a clear detail of what they need to do, the instruction, the deadline it needs to be done by, and the consequences. So again, it's a simple little 3-step formula. It works for your staff, works for your clients, and it can work in your accounting practice. So there you go. So I'm Eric Solback, and wherever you're watching this, please scroll down, leave me a comment, and stay tuned for more success tips to come.